There's a most extraordinary spy story going on. There's an MI5 agent known as X for legal reasons, and he's been accused of severe domestic abuse against his former partner, Beth, a British national, not her real name either. So we've got X and Beth. And the man, whose identity remains protected by court orders, has a violent past and is described as a right-wing extremist. The BBC investigation into this reveals that he used his MI5 status to terrorise Beth, including physical assaults and coercive control. And despite evidence showing that he's a threat to women, the UK government has taken the BBC to court to block the publication of his identity. The legal battle resulting in this is a ruling that supports the government's stance, citing national security concerns. This decision prevents naming X, although it significantly impacts on Beth's right to a fair trial and her ability to warn other potential victims of X's abusive nature. So he can go on doing this in the interest of some sort of James Bond type activity. Beth's relationship with X, which began through a dating site, turned abusive over time, and X controlled every aspect of her life and subjected her to psychological and physical terror. A video recording by Beth shows X threatening her with a machete and attempting to kill her. And despite police involvement, the Crown Prosecution Service dropped the case, citing a lack of evidence. The police also mishandled the investigation, failing to take a full statement from Beth or secure crucial video evidence. The investigation into this highlights serious concerns about MI5's recruitment and handling of informants, particularly those with violent and extremist backgrounds. The case raises questions about the ethical standards and the oversight within MI5, drawing parallels to past incidents involving the abuse of power by security and intelligence officers. The case not only underscores the potential dangers posed by individuals within intelligence agencies, but also calls into question the broader implications for national security and public trust. The government's insistence on maintaining a neither confirm nor deny policy, that's the NCND policy, complicates accountability and transparency, preventing any effort to ensure that women are safe. It puts people at risk. MI5, the UK's domestic counterintelligence and security agency, has faced various controversies over the years. Issues have ranged from allegations of complicity in torture to failures to prevent terror attacks. This case adds to the list of concerns regarding the agency's operations and the behaviour of its agents. So the point is, it raises questions about who is recruited, what type of people are recruited into the agency that protects us. And while fictional, the James Bond franchise has popularised the image of British intelligence services, and the real MI5, quartered in Thames House on Millbank in London, operates in a far more complex and less glamorous environment than its cinematic counterpart. The building, completed in 1930 and designed by Sir Frank Baines, is an architectural landmark. It serves as the central hub for the agency's operation, emphasising the importance of national security in a rapidly changing world. The case against X highlights significant issues within MI5, including the oversight of informants and the balance between national security and individual rights. And the decisions to protect X's identity, despite his proven violent tendencies, has sparked a debate on the accountability of the intelligence services and the protection of vulnerable individuals. As the full trial approaches in January, it remains to be seen how complex those issues will be. Beth, for example, has said how this interaction with X has reduced her. He had complete control. I was a shadow of who I am now. It's the judges ruling in favour of MI5 said the principle fundamentally relies upon the absolute consistency of its application. No explanation No defence, no confirm, no deny. NC, ND. It's and X himself has admitted deep-seated violent tendencies. It's constantly in me, he said. This murderous thing is always in me. I've been doing it since I was a little six. I'm overly aggressive. I know that myself. And yet this is somebody who is at the centre of our security, our national security. How can that possibly be? I take the view that rather than a sort of political or rather than an issue of political expedience, I take the view that we should have a sort of ethical politics and an ethical lifestyle. And so if somebody is behaving badly, I assume that will emerge in different ways through their life and through their influences. Hence, I condemn Putin as evil, because the evil spreads out. So if we are basing our security and our future on people who are fundamentally evil or who are sick in this way, then that evil will spread out. That infection cannot do good. If our security is predicated on bad behavior, how can we be secure?